Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin' Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly pop culture wrap-up. That's right everybody, thanks for checking out the video. I am Rockin' Robbie Billups. This is the weekly pop culture wrap-up. It's the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies. Let's get right into it with some major comic book news. Dan DiDio has been fired from DC. Now, the official statement is that he stepped down as co-publisher of DC. He's been co-publisher for, I believe, 10 years or so. Before that, he was even involved in DC as vice president and all kinds of different stuff, right? But Dan DiDio is out at DC. Tonight, I'm doing a live stream, Rockin' Robbie Live, every Sunday night, 7 p.m. U.S. Central Time. So join me tonight. I'll give you more of my personal thoughts on this, but Dan DiDio was monumental for DC Comics, I would say. I would say that Dan did a lot of really exciting things for DC. He also did things that were very divisive and polarizing, and things that were maybe not great decisions. Let's be honest, okay? So tonight on the live stream, we're going to talk about more of this. But the most important thing is that Dan DiDio was responsible for what was going to be 5G, Generation 5, DC, right? So now we don't know what's up with that. Everything we think about can just basically be speculation at this point. There was going to be a whole game change at DC. We'll talk about that tonight on the live stream. So be here tonight, Rockin' Robbie Live, 7 p.m. U.S. Central Time. So let's move on. Lock and Key and Sandman have a crossover debuting this October. That's right, IDW and DC Comics, they got together. They're doing a Sandman Lock and Key crossover. That's completely unexpected news. It's completely welcome news because it's written by Joe Hill with artwork by Gabriel Rodriguez. So that's the creative team of Lock and Key. Lock and Key, of course, has a new Netflix show. It seems like some people are responding pretty positively to it. I've only seen the first episode. Didn't really care for that first episode, so I'm eager to get into it and see what's actually going to happen. But yeah, it's called Lock and Key Sandman. It's called Hell and Gone. Lock and Key Hell and Gone. But it's a crossover officially between Sandman and Lock and Key, and it's crazy and cool to me. Marvel in June is releasing non-stop Spider-Man. Letting us know that they are really invested in having non-stop Spider-Man ongoing series. Anyway, do we need another Spider-Man book? Probably not. The creative team, though, Joe Kelly and Chris Bachalo. That's pretty dope. That's pretty cool. Kelly and Bachalo do great work, especially when together. However, Carlos Bachalo isn't the most timely artist nowadays. He caused the most recent relaunch of Deadpool to run late, right? So, really? Why? Maybe that's what he's working on right now. I don't know. I'm sure they'll fix that schedule. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's cool. Kelly and Bachalo doing a Spider-Man book. That's neat. But like, really? Just another one? Yet another Spider-Man title? Like, really? Do we need this? I don't think we need it. I don't think we need it. What I think we need is for Nick Spencer to finish this damn story, and then maybe bring in a new creative team. That would get me excited. From Image Comics in May, we have That Texas Blood. It's written by Chris Condon with artwork by Jason Phillips. Jason Phillips is Sean Phillips' son. He's been coloring Sean Phillips' work for a few years now. This is his very first solo artistic effort in comic books. It's meant to be a neo-western, a little bit in the vein of No Country for Old Men. Knowing Phillips' work, seeing that cover, I'm sold. I'm sold. Totally sold. Also from Image in May, we have A Man Among Ye, which is an Anne Bonny story. She was the Irish pirate, pretended to be a man, famous legend and story and historical figure, right? She was historical, right? Anyway, that's coming from Image Comics in May. Stephanie Phillips and Craig Kermack are working on that one. From Aftershock Comics in May, we have The Lonely Redeemer. Very excited about this one because it's written by Zach Thompson with artwork by Jen Hickman. Zach Thompson, an amazing writer, usually paired up with Lonnie Nadler. His most recent work, Undone by Blood, a neo-Western in and of itself, Western modern-day Western revenge story. Fantastic work, so I'm excited to see what Thompson's going to do with this book. Lonely Receiver. I don't remember the solicitation right now. However, Jen Hickman is the artist, and their work on Test recently and other books, fantastic. Very excited to see what this book's going to bring us. I cannot remember the damn solicitation. I'll just link it down below. You know what I'm saying? So look for the solicitation down below in the comments. Sympathy for No Devils is coming from Aftershock as well in May. Sympathy for No Devils. It's by Brandon Thomas and Lee Ferguson. And it's about a dude who is the last surviving human remainer in a world filled with monsters or something like that. But it's an interesting creative team, and it looks like an interesting cover, so it seems pretty cool. From Oni Press in June, we have Jonah and the Unpossible Monsters. I'm really pointing this out because it starts a series of all ages, young adult maybe I should say, graphic novels from Chris Samney and Laura Samney, his wife. Chris Samney is an amazing creator. He's a great artist. He did runs on Black Widow with Mark Waid that were fantastic. Chris Samney is just a hell of an artist. So I'm really excited to see what he's going to do with this one. It's about these two sisters. They're polar opposites. One is brains and one is bronze, and they're against a bunch of monsters. But it's good enough for me because it's Chris Samney. And Chris Samney wants to do some young adult, maybe / all ages graphic novels, and they're doing it at Oni Press. Old Haunts is coming in May from AWA. It's written by Rob Williams and Ollie Masters. Ollie Masters was the writer of Killer Groove, one of the best comic books of last year. It didn't make my top 10, but it definitely would have made my top 20 for sure. And Lawrence Campbell is joining them. It's about these three made men who start getting haunted by the ghost of the people that they killed or something like that. But it's from AWA. It's a new company coming out. We'll start doing some advanced reviews here very soon for that stuff. They got Michael Morisi. It's a company by Bill Jemas and Axel Alonso. So that's really interesting to see that Bill and Alex would work together. Alex was the editor-in-chief of Marvel for a while and did some great work there, but also kind of took the fall, kind of became a scapegoat figure after a lot of diversity / legacy changes happened. We can talk about that later tonight because that actually kind of correlates to the Dan DiDio thing. Yeah, join us on Rockin' Robbie Live. I'm sure we'll have a lively live chat tonight. Anyway, Old Haunts from AWA in May. That sounds great. It sounds like a cool, interesting idea. I'm excited to check it out. Movies, TV. What we got right now is Transformers: War for Cybertron. It's a Netflix show. It's going to be a trilogy. The first part is Siege, 6 episodes. The trailer debuted from Netflix, and it looks great. I think the animation looks cool. The voice cast sounds kind of spot on, except for Megatron. I would like a little bit more of a old school sounding Megatron. But aside from that, animation looks cool. The story looks cool. The production looks cool. I'm really cool with it. So very excited for that. And Batman Images. We talked last week about the first official look we had of Robert Pattinson as Batman. Now these leaked photos have come out of a stunt man. So that's a stunt double, by the way, in that suit. Right there. And people have their opinions. We'll talk about that more, I'm sure, tonight on Rockin' Robbie Live. But these are the images. I'm actually kind of cool with the look of it. Now, I'm going to tell you this. That is just a stunt double on an image, and it's like a photo taken by somebody on the set or off the set or something. Like, it's not what that suit's going to look like on film. There's no color grading. There's no proper lighting there. Like, it will look way different on film. Just compare that to what you saw in that first look, and I think the first look makes what we saw of it look immensely better. That being said, I don't like the ears. The ears look a little too thin and flimsy for me. But I do like that bike. That bike's pretty cool. Jim Mint Collectibles did a really awesome video about this. The moment it was announced, the moment these images came out, Jim Mint had a video up, and he said that it likened to something like Year Zero. Zero Year, yeah, from Snyder and Capullo, and he's spot on. The bike looks the same. The costume kind of is very similar to that. Rumors are saying this is like a year 2 Batman. So I'm not saying that I like this costume, but what I'm saying is I know that this is not what the final product's going to look like. But I think Jim Mint may be on to something for real. Check out his video if you haven't checked it out already. Just type in Batman 0 year Jim Mint. You'll find it, right? Surely. Anyway, that's what we got for you this week. What do we got coming up here at PCP? Well, like I said, Rockin' Robbie Live tonight, 7 p.m. U.S. Central Time. We'll talk about the Dan DiDio departure from DC. We'll talk a little bit about Axel Alonso and AWA if you want to. We'll talk about a bunch of stuff, the new Batman images and all that kind of jazz and more. So thank you for checking out the video. Don't forget, we also got advanced reviews. We've got conversations. We've got lots of fun stuff. In fact, this upcoming Friday, I want to announce this. This upcoming Friday night, I will be joined by other comic book YouTubers, and we're going to be talking about our favorite comic books of the month for February 2020. So join us. That's going to be 8 p.m. U.S. Central Time, Friday night. That's this upcoming Friday. It's the 28th. It's not final day of the year because it's Leap Day the next day. And yeah, so we're doing a little bit of a celebration of comic books in February and Leap Day and Leap Year. So why not, right? Anyway, so thank you guys so much. Thank everybody, actually, for being here and watching the video. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And join us over at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts and a whole lot more. I've been Rockin' Robbie Billups. Thank you for rocking with us. Keep on keeping on.